Always ask the question, would God allow that in heaven? I have already written a section on never sinning ever again, but even that isn't enough for me. I have come to realize that you must always ask yourself one question into regards to what you are thinking and what you are doing. That question is, would God allow that in heaven? As we all know, the most important part of our earthly life is to hopefully make it to heaven, and just as importantly, to help everyone else make it to heaven themselves. Heaven is a completely pure place, so if you are having impure thoughts, or if you're doing anything that you know is a sin, then you really need to change yourself. It is so important to make sure that absolutely everything we think and do is pleasing to God. I definitely believe that it makes things much simpler to just simply ask yourself at all times, would God allow that in heaven? If you're ever unsure if something you're doing is pleasing to God or not, just simply ask yourself the question, would God allow that in heaven? If you can honestly say that at all times your conscience is completely clear, and you ask yourself at all times if what you're doing or thinking would be allowed in heaven, I think this would be a very easy way to make sure that you are never sinning. You must remember that the feeling of knowing that you try your very best to never sin and to always do what is pleasing to God is so much better than any feeling that any fleeting sin could ever provide. I think that most people really need to think about their eternal salvation much more than they normally do. The enemy is roaming around trying to destroy anything and anyone that he can. It is so important that we don't let him get us, making sure that our conscience is clear at all times and that we never ever turn away from God even for a second, and that we always ask ourselves, would what we're doing or thinking be allowed in heaven? I think would be a very good way to make sure that the enemy doesn't get us. I hope so much that we all honestly repent for any sin we have ever done, and that we all make it to heaven one day.